In this video, I'm going to go through exactly how to make fuck you money with OnlyFans management. But before we get into what you're going to do, let's go through what you're not going to do. So you're not going to just find the niche for your model and that's all you need to go viral. You're not just going to send 100 DMs a day to sign a good model. And I'm not going to give you some bullshit AIOFM advice, which is simply just going to keep you broke. And before we go into what you're going to do, why should you actually listen to me? Well, my name is Luca and I've been running an OnlyFans agency for the past 3.5 years. My first month, I done $35,000. And since then now we've scaled to over 20 creators and have a consistent system to drive traffic to our creators and ensure that all of them are successful. And as you can see as well, because I like to be completely honest and open, you can see some results of some of the accounts that we manage. So this is an example of here, $16,000. Another example here of a creator doing $110,000 in September. Another example here, 22,000, another example here, 47,000, another example here, 24,000. And this is just 5 out of 20 creators that we actively manage in my agency. So let's get straight into it. So who is this video actually for? Well, if you're an agency that's stuck earning between $10,000 and $80,000 a month, or if you're a creator that's stuck between $5,000 and $10,000 a month, and listen carefully because I'm going to cover the exact system you need in order to make fuck you money with OnlyFans. And if you want to work one-to-one with me, you can click the link below and apply and see if you qualify. Look, if you want to make fuck you money, you need to master your ability to deliver a good service. And what that actually means in OFM is mastering your ability to drive traffic. If you're an experienced agency owner, you know that your ability to scale is strictly linked to your ability to drive traffic to a model or to your model's pages. You need to get fucking good at it. And the issue that most agency owners face is that they never truly master the skill. They never truly master how to consistently drive traffic day on day, week on week, month on month with their creators, and the results and agency's results always are up and down and inconsistent on a month-to-month basis. Because let's be honest, if you're relying on a trend, relying on black hat traffic, or relying on something that you know is going to die out, you aren't going to be consistently able to provide results and you aren't consistently going to be able to sign new clients. And again, throughout this whole video, you see this pretty normally. This is an example, again, of just 3 of my clients' pages. This is a paid page that's earning on average around 233 new subscribers a day. This is another paid page, it's on average around 150 new paid fans a day. And this is a free page, which on average does about 1,000, 1,300 free fans a day. Well, what are you doing wrong? Well, the biggest issue is that most agency owners split their focus and use platforms like Reddit, Twitter, OnlyFans, and don't actually focus on the one skill and the one thing that is going to pretty much solve 99% of their problems, which is mastering your ability to drive consistent traffic through Instagram. You worry about how to launch an account, how to warm up an account, what the posting system or strategy is, without actually focusing on the core thing that is going to take you to $100,000 plus per month. Because if you were able to drive consistent traffic, you would be able to deliver results to your clients. You would be able to get referrals from your clients. And you would be able to sign models like this, like Ari, like Kira, or like Camilla and Julia, and scale your agency well beyond $100,000 a month simply by learning that one core skill of driving traffic. Because we all know that your ability to drive success and your ability to drive traffic means and dictates your ability to get referrals from your active clients and scale as an OnlyFans agency. You would make more money per client and you would also be able to scale your agency vertically with just 1 or 2 models and get to $100,000 a month. And the main thing is that you're not going to plateau at certain revenue levels. You're not just going to be stuck at this. Once you master this skill, you'll be able to grow consistently month on month. And the biggest difference I see with agency owners stuck under $50,000 a month and ones doing $200,000 to $400,000 a month is in the details, and it's in the ability to master the basics. There is this misconception around what it takes to scale, but in reality, it's really about mastering the fundamentals, mastering the basics, and if you're able to master the basics of content, you're able to scale way past $100,000 a month in OnlyFans management. Well, what's the actual solution? Well, the solution is a proven traffic system, and this is the exact system that I do to predictably scale new clients, sign 5 new creators every single week, and allow it so that you're not praying for your next video to go viral. Again, if you're watching this, I expect you to already work with a model because I'm going to go through the exact 5-step system of how you drive consistent traffic. In terms of if you already have a creator, I'm going to go through the exact steps in a second. If you already have a creator, one of the most important things that you need to understand and within your partnership working with your model is that she needs to be bought into your project, your target, and as a team, you need to work together on being committed to achieving virality, achieving success, and achieving growth on her brand, on her traffic, on everything. And that's one of the main things that I go to exactly in the onboarding, because a lot of agency owners has a misconception when it comes to, oh, my creator might be lazy or any of these kind of things. But the funny thing is that a lot of those problems are actually already covered in onboarding. And I'm going to go through the exact from when you onboard a model, exactly to what to look out for, how to apply it, and pretty much everything step by step. So let's actually get into onboarding. So what does onboarding actually look like? So onboarding has a mix of logistics, brand and identity, your goals with that actual model, her fear, her pain, her limiting beliefs. Maybe she was working with another agency that weren't able to deliver results, and also understanding what are the expectations here, what is required in order to drive success and deliver results. So we'll start one by one. So when it comes to logistics, what you'd really simply want to figure out is, number one, where does she have to film? So her room, her house, her apartment, where logistically can she film that? One, looks clean, looks aesthetic. Two, is bright. You don't want to film in a dark room, a dark wooden room, like for example where I'm filming now. It doesn't look as clean, it doesn't bring off the best vibe. You want to understand the logistics. If the logistics aren't there, you have other options. So you have filming outdoors, you have filming in parks or in a garden or anything outdoors, or you have other examples of it, it's renting out Airbnbs and that sort of things. But typically you can really make a bedroom look good, and a lot of that stuff we go through further down the line. Brand and identity. So this is another major factor. In onboarding, I forgot to mention, you do this all on your onboarding call with your client. So again, you can apply this even to your current models. Again, if you're not getting success, I would definitely say you would start from scratch in terms of how you would approach this and how you would achieve success moving forward. But brand and identity is something that your model will be able to tell you the best. She'll be able to tell you the best. What does she want her brand to look like? What are her habits? What are her hobbies? And what is that she enjoys doing? What are her views on politics, on the world, on her interests, and really figuring out what makes her her. And the best person to ask this is your model, and getting that feedback from your creator, making you aware of, okay, cool, where can she slot in terms of her brand, in terms of her identity, and working with her on those ideas. Because again, at the end of the day, it's a partnership. It's not just going to be you, it's going to be you and the creator, and you both need to be aligned. You need to be aligned on the strategy, she needs to be aligned on wanting to film it, bringing that out there within her content, and actually executing on your ideas. The other thing is goals. So again, you want to know, okay, what is her actual goal with OnlyFans? How much does she want to make? Does she have plans on retiring her parents, hitting a certain income level, buying a house, buying a car? You want to figure out exactly what her goals are and set those as specific milestones. A great example of this in my own agency is that one of our creators had a goal of buying a house in cash this year, and that's one of the things that we set as that goal, and she was actually able to achieve that around halfway through the year, which is a great example of setting clear goals, clear targets, clear milestones, and holding your creator and yourself accountable to those goals. Because again, it's a team at the end of the day, and the better partnership you have with your creator, the better connection and business relationship you have with your creator, the more you're both able to do together. So being clear on what the goals are is super important, because it also comes down in further down the line when you've hit your goals, and that's very normal to hit your targets and get to $50,000 or $100,000 a month with a creator. Is setting new goals and not getting complacent and not settling for just staying stuck and stagnating at that revenue mark. So being clear on your goals is super important. The next is Fear, pain, and limiting beliefs. By far, this is one of the most important things, and this comes with you as well if you're an agency owner, because at the end of the day, your creator will have limiting beliefs in terms of, is this really for me? Am I actually able to go viral? Am I actually able to make this kind of money? I mean, everyone sees it everywhere on social media. Everyone sees Lambos, watches, money, OnlyFans statements, whatever the case may be. But a lot of people don't believe that they can achieve that themselves, that they have what it takes, they look the way, they have the looks, they have the personality, they have the brand. A lot of creators don't believe that they can do that themselves, and also a lot of agencies don't believe that they can drive the traffic, don't believe that they can deliver success because they don't have any proof in the pudding, they don't have any proof of concept. And that's what I'm covering in this video, so it's great that you're still watching. But in terms of going through limiting beliefs, I mean, your objective as an agency is to help your clients grow. And she's partnering with you in order for you to deliver that success, in order for you to help her grow. And being able to break down limiting beliefs, break down pain. Again, she might have been with a bad agency. There are so many bad agencies in this space that ruin the taste of agencies in creators' minds and make it seem that all agencies out there are horrible. All agencies out there don't know what they're doing and are there to scam or are there to just waste creators' time. Going through that pain with her, making her understand that you as a competent agency that knows what you're doing are able to actually deliver success. And also fear, when it comes to going and doing new things, there might be fear involved that you want to kind of, all of this is covered during onboarding. The next, and arguably one of the most important things, is just setting the right expectations and alignment on content. So this all depends on how you approach filming, but I'm going to go through my specific approach, which has worked amazingly for us and how we're being able to consistently deliver results to our clients. But being aligned on how many shoots per week you want to do. What are you expected to film on a weekly basis? Whether it's OnlyFans content, whether it's Instagram Reel content, whether it's pictures, videos, whatever the content may be. But being clear on the expectations of content, because at the end of the day, a creator isn't going to make 6 figures a month by not filming new Instagram content, by not taking it seriously, and by not doing the inputs and having the identity of a creator that is making 6 figures a month and doing what's necessary. And the biggest issue again from agencies that have this pain of creators being lazy or creators not filming enough content, but it always comes down to you as the agency, and it comes down to what were the expectations that you set, how much videos a week, how much shoots a week, what's happening in those shoots from the start, and sticking to those expectations and holding you accountable to those expectations, because at the end of the day, you have a job to deliver results and you have to agree with the creator on that. And if anything comes in the way of that, and if there's any disconnect with that, you both need to be in alignment to solve that moving forward, essentially. So in terms of the onboarding, those are the main things that you want to cover within your onboarding call. What that then actually segues to is your roadmap working with your agency. So again, within setting your expectations, well, how does that link to the roadmap with actually working with your agency? So what's going to hold you back from achieving these targets? Again, linking to the goal. It might be, well, let's say if we're not shooting 3 times a week, it's going to take a bit longer. Instead of 1 month or instead of 2 months when it takes to go viral and deliver success, it might take 3 months, it might take 4 months. And being clear on that within your roadmap. So again, the expectations are crystal clear. You know exactly what's going to be done. On your end, the creator knows exactly what you're going to do as an agency. You know exactly what you need from the creator and expect from the creator on her end. And you're able to, again, work together and have this roadmap to stick to and both hold yourself accountable to. The other is milestones. So again, these can be little milestones. So for example, a smaller milestone might be within 2 weeks, you want to get an average view reel of 10,000 views or a video hit 10,000 views. I mean, that's not going to make you any money, but it's an intra milestone to show, cool, this is small signs of success. We're on the right direction. 100,000 views, 1 million views, your first $1,000 day, your first 100 paid sub day. Having these little milestones in place so you both know, oh shit, we're getting closer to this, we're getting closer to our targets. And that obviously ties into the revenue targets. Again, having clear revenue targets with deadlines, so linking these two together. Because at the end of the day, you need to provide results in a short time span, and your ability to come down to how much accountability are you holding to yourself, to your creator, to your team, in order to deliver $30,000 in 30 days, in order to deliver $100,000 in 60 days. All of these numbers are possible, but it comes down to your ability and your attention to detail. Again, if we go all the way back to mastering service delivery and what are you doing wrong, it's your attention to detail which is holding you back as a more beginner agency, or an agency that isn't at 6 figures a month. Because these little things, and again, there might be some fear and might be some pain behind, oh, is this really necessary? Or do I really need to do these things? But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the attention in the details, and your ability to pay attention to the small details and apply them dictates your long-term success and your ability to drive results consistently. And then again, within the roadmap, expectations, what's required from both ends. What do you need from the creator and what does she need from you? Cool. The next part of the system is market research. So this is where it gets juicy. So pay really close attention into the exact process. Now, at this point with a creator, you've understand what's her brand. Obviously, what does she look like? You would have already onboarded her OnlyFans account, her Instagram account, her social media. You already have a much deeper understanding of, okay, what does this client look like? What are my angles that are marketable? And what can I really do to get her results essentially? First thing you're going to do is, once you have a clear picture on, okay, I have an idea on this is going to work, this vertical, this angle, it might be something as simple as talking videos, it might be bum related videos if your creator has a natural bum, it might be boob related videos, it might be in-person videos, whatever angle you think that, okay, this might work. And this is, again, I'll go through this angle later down here because this shows a lot of fucking source which has come from years of understanding. But once you have an idea in your head, what you want to understand is, what are the best performing creators in the models market? And the beauty about this industry is that all your competitors are literally out there on social media for you to look at, for you to understand what content they're doing, and for you to pretty much copy and paste if the content is at a high enough level. And your ability to find the best creators, to find the best content, is strictly linked to your ability to reproduce the best content, to perform the best content. Why? Because your understanding of what works is going to be far, far, far more bigger than someone who casually scrolls on Instagram, finds a few models and just chooses any random model and sends a model reels and goes about it like that. And again, I've literally seen or worked with clients who have literally told me in the past, they would literally just get forwarded reels from a Telegram group that sends viral reels for the day on TikTok or on Instagram. And again, if that's your process, I mean, you are cooked. When it comes to how you're going to find these models, you're cooking your For You page. And what does cooking your For You page actually mean? So it's super simple to do this. You find any account that's a model in your creator's niche and watch their videos fully. So for example, let's say you have a creator that has a natural bum and you want to go down the bum route. You would find one creator that has bum style content and you would watch their videos fully and go on back onto your For You page and scroll through until a video like that comes up again. As soon as a video like that comes up again, you'd watch that video fully, and slowly, your whole For You page will only be that sort of content. What you want to do is you want to dedicate one Instagram account purely to this creator. So you can understand, what is every single creator in this niche actually doing? What is every single creator in this market sector actually doing? Whether your creator is trans, again, boob, bum, face, like really cute, young, innocent, whether she's gothic, whether she's femboy, whatever brand, whatever niche she has, and then obviously the branding is separate to the niche, but whatever is similar to her, really understand whether your creator is trans, big boob, big bum, Latina, young, innocent, MILF, gothic, eager, whatever the niche may be, understand what are the best in that category actually doing. And once you understand that, get a list of the top 10 to 20 performing models in that sector. Why are they performing better? So have a look through their content and really analyze, cool, what is it they're doing different? Why are they better than this other creator that's got 20,000 followers? There's a clear difference with a creator that's got 20,000, 100,000, 300,000, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million followers. And what are the differences in their content? Maybe it's their execution. Maybe it's their look, maybe it's their ideas, maybe it's, again, it could be a multitude of factors, but you want to reverse engineer each video. And what does that mean? Well, why did it go viral? when you look at a video, look at the video from the lens of an OnlyFans subscriber, because at the end of the day, what you like to watch and what I like to watch literally means fuck all. What does an OnlyFans subscriber want to see? And look through it with that lens. Well, why did it go viral? Was there any pattern disruption? Was there a visual hook? Was there something in terms of that she'd done? Was it something that was in the video that made you watch to see, okay, shit, what might happen after on in the video? Was there controversy? Or was there a reward at the end, and the people that watch the video, the reason why it does so good is because of that rewatch factor, and they're rewatching the video over and over again. And to be honest, this is really just scratching the surface of how I analyze content and how I analyze what actually does good. These are just 4 examples of what you want to look at. And when you are getting started looking at all these different factors, you want to take note of these things, because at the end of the day, you're going to dedicate hours to this. And when I mean hours, I actually mean hours. Why? Because again, if you can learn this skill, you make money forever. If you can learn the skill of marketing, if you can learn the skill of driving traffic, you are going to be able to deliver consistent results to your clients, sign new clients, and scale your agency well over $100,000 a month. But it comes down to your commitment to it. And if you dedicate proper time and don't go over it, don't think you've ever completed or ever mastered it. The best example of this is that any athlete, any person that's deep into a skill or into a craft, they never just think that they've got it. They're constantly committed to improving. And in this business, if you're not doing this, again, you'll always lose to someone that is. Now, probably the most important part of this video, and if you're not taking notes already, then take fucking notes when it comes to this, because this will change your whole perspective on OnlyFans management, on models, and on what actually makes money. So, views versus conversions. What's the actual difference? Well, untrained eye versus the trained eye. So let's go through the untrained eye. So, 3 examples. Rule number 1. There's no sound, doesn't matter. Let's go through that. Rule number 2. Rule number 3.
Busy at the office. I have a really big project I'm working on. Okay, all right, bye.
Cool. Account number 1, account number 2, and account number 3. 457K, 1.3 mil, and 16K. So, let's go back to the Myra. What's wrong with this content? Now, to the untrained eye, all of these accounts are absolutely brilliant. You've got 50K, 100K, 100K, 200K. Oh my God, this model must be doing so much money. You've got another model here, 60K, 30K, 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 500K. I think that was the video. Yeah, 500K. You've got another model here. Let's go back to the video. 1.3 million view video. You've got 1.3 million followers. You've got multiple videos doing 50K, 100K, etc., etc., etc. Well, what's actually wrong here? 1, over-sexualizing. Every single one of these videos is overly sexual. Again, it's literally in a bikini or in lingerie. It's constantly just over-sexualizing in here. Same here, overly sexual. Again, we look at this content here, overly sexual. Again, obviously it's a role play and it's a cameraman filming as well, but overly sexual. 2, no personality. Look at this model here. There is 0 personality with any of this content. It's simply just clipped up video, which again, if your goal is views, that's fine. That's completely fine. But we're here to make money and we're here to get conversions. And on any type of these accounts, yes, you're going to get views, but are you going to convert the same as if you actually understand what you're doing? No. And the reason when you look at these accounts, you think, wow, this must be great. This video right here that got 560K, for a fact, I can put money on the line that this video might have just got 20 paid subs on the day, maybe 30 pushing it. Why? Because when you look at that video, in the mind of a subscriber, in the mind of someone that would convert and pay and become a spender on the OnlyFans account, why the fuck are you going to subscribe over a video like this? Again, it might get viral, it might have controversy, but you always have to tie things into what would a subscriber actually want to see? And it's not content like this. It's not being overly sexual. It's not being completely overly sexual like this. And when you look at these accounts and you look at, okay, cool, how do I go viral? I'm seeing all these models go so viral and do so good, but you don't know the back end of an account. And the reason why I'm able to say this is because I've seen the back end of these accounts. I've seen the back end of big million follower accounts that you would think make hundreds of thousands a month. The reality is they can barely scrape $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month because it's overly sexualized. There's no personality to the creator. And there isn't a factor that actually makes their content stand out. Yes, they might have a body, but in this case, look, it's completely fake, BBL, etc., etc. And really understanding what is it that you need to understand to get conversions. Because at the end of the day, you want conversions. You don't just want needless views. You don't just want to get 500,000 views and make no money. You don't just want to complain about, oh, why isn't my Instagram converting, G? Why am I not getting subscribers? You want to understand what actually goes into converting and what actually goes into consistently driving traffic and driving subscribers daily. And I'll show you a good example of this. So this is a good example, which is one creator called Desi. And if you look at this page, we go through here, we go on the Reels. What's one thing you can tell in the Reels? Well, instantly you can see more personality, you can see smiling, you can see different outfits, you can see like she clearly has something interesting about her. She has something that's unique about her. She's obviously showing her personality in her content, in her facial expressions. And those are just really the surface level things, but it's extremely natural. When you look at this content, the approach to it is extremely natural. It's not forced. It's not just done for the sake of it. There's natural things in terms of the hook. You'll probably see here her boobs jiggle if this decides to load. Yeah, instantly, in the first 1 second, boobs jiggling. Cool, that's already pattern disruption. We'll go through as a good performing video. 4 million views here. So again, let's go through here. 4 million view video. What actually has gone well in this video? Well, cool, you saw that boob jiggle at the start. Well, what's actually different between doing that, bum, and then boobs? What's the difference with doing that and doing this? Well, this is overly sexual and this is a hint of sexuality. And there's a clear difference. If you can't see that difference, then you have a lot of learning to do. But being able to distinguish the difference between a hint of sexuality and actual overly sexuality is one of the make or break things that is going to set you apart as a creator or as an agency working with creators. And too many agencies fall down this trap of just over-sexualizing their models and just doing either random clips or random videos like this. And if you truly commit to understanding, you will understand why that's such a bad thing. And then again, think about a subscriber that watches a video like that. This account is so bingeable. You can literally go off video to video to video and see something different, see something new, and pretty much scroll and watch through the whole account, again, in the mind of an OnlyFans subscriber, and want to see what's next or what video is she doing next. There's personality, there's authenticity, there's execution. Look at the execution of this content. This is just one creator out of thousands that are performing way better than the majority of the market. And when it comes to your content, when you actually look at your own model's content, you actually look at, well, why is it not performing? Why is it not going good? You have to improve the standard that you hold yourself to. Because if your eye is untrained, if you have the untrained eye and you just view content as views and you don't look at it at a deeper level, again, we go back to the first example. The money is in the details. The difference between you and where you would be at is in the details and is understanding the details. That is the difference between your models making no money and making over 6 figures a month. And the reason why creators are able to consistently go viral and you aren't is in their execution, is in their ideas, is in their authenticity, their personality, their hint of sexuality. And all of that is great, but at the end of the day, how do you actually apply this to your model? Because the reality is that theory is good, but it's not enough. Me telling you all of this is good, but that's not enough to get you results. And you're here because you want results. So how do you actually apply this? So I've broken this down into 5 steps for application. And again, now that you're equipped with this information, do not get complacent. You should be fine-tuning your understanding every single day. Better understanding marketing and easier, it will make it easier for you to replicate success. And I'll go back to this again. You need to dedicate hours to this. You need to commit to this, because if you don't, you are not going to see the success that you want to see and want to get on the other side of where you are at now. So let's go through it. 5 steps required for application. Let's go through number 1. Number 1 is ideas. The biggest misconception with ideas is that you have to be original and come up with your own ideas. Funny you say that, because one biggest misconception in this industry is that to go viral, you can't just copy and paste. You can't just do what other creators are doing. But if you have a look at this account here again, what do you see that, or maybe you don't see it, that I see it? What do you see here? Me as an 11-year-old, me 11 years old. Let's go for any examples here. What's this here? So one video like this, that's the same one that we saw earlier that got 5 million views, redone again. So maybe not the 11-year-old one, but you get the point. But again, this is just repeating videos that go viral. And the biggest misconception is you have to come up with your own ideas, because when you look at a creator like this and when you analyze the content, those are just 2 random video examples as well. Again, this is just still one model as an example as well. But if your bank of models, and it comes back down to this, if you have real top 10 to 20 performing creators that are consistently going viral, you're actually able to just use those ideas. Before you come down to really being able to come up with great ideas, at the end of the day, you can just walk the roadmap that's already set. You can just walk the path that's already laid, and actually coming up with your own original ideas is going to be harder than just replicating already good ideas at a good level. What that actually comes into is model execution. So once you have your ideas set, model execution is arguably the most important thing. With these ideas, you want to understand that these ideas and these other videos that are going viral with other creators, how does your creator execute them at the highest level? So how you can do that is about 3 to 4 shoots per week. You're going to focus on this is exactly what we do. We have about 3 shoots per week per creator, and we focus on nailing the execution for your best ideas and the best videos. Quality over quantity. You might go into a shoot trying to get 20 reels done, but end up with 3 or end up with 5. That is fine. Because at the end of the day, 20 reels and volume, if you're not already going viral, if you don't have proof of concept, if you're not consistently getting results, doesn't mean shit. The videos aren't going to perform. So you want to focus on the quality of that content. And when your model is filming, you don't just want to let her film and just let her get on with it herself. You want to be active, live in your model group chat. You want to be giving improvements, giving instant feedback. And literally, even in some cases, we will have a Zoom call set up and the model will be doing her content. Team will just be on mute or camera off in the call and give improvements live, give that feedback live, or even easier in the WhatsApp group chat or in Telegram or iMessage, whichever platform you use, giving that feedback live so the model is able to take action on it. They're able to improve on it. Because at the end of the day, again, the reason why as a creator you'd partner with a team, or as an agency a creator is partnering with you, is because you need help and you need assistance and guidance to get you to those targets. And you understand that working with a team, you're able to do this. And as an agency, this is just the bare minimum that you should provide to your creators. Because if you're not happy with their performance, you're not happy with their execution, well, what are you doing about it? How are you helping? And how are you making sure that that's done at the level that's necessary? The next is editing. Editing, I would say, is one of the most underrated aspects of Reels. You have CapCut, IG Edits, Pretty Up, Facetune, and using all these platforms to one, manipulate your creator's looks, and one, maximize her looks and maximize how good and aesthetic the reels look. At the end of the day, you can see each of these videos here are edited, and you want to understand exactly how to edit your video so when you watch that video, you're like, shit, that's a good video. And actually making your account look good so that when you look at your content, you're happy at how your content looks. You're happy at how your actual content performs. And again, that comes down to your editing. The next part I'm going to go through is every beginner's mistake, which is strategy and operations, most specifically overcomplicating the warm-up and the launching process of Instagram accounts. I get this question so many times in my DMs, in Telegram groups, from agency owners that if they just solve warm-up, they'd have success with their Instagram accounts, and they don't know how to launch Instagram accounts. Well, the reality is that that's not the only thing you're missing. The reason why your accounts aren't performing isn't just because of how you launch them, it's because of your content, it's because of your overall approach. Because the reality is that launching and the warm-up process of Instagram accounts is actually very simple. So we're going to go through it now. So pay attention. So 1 to 3 accounts per phone. Again, since this new update, you want to limit this. You don't want to use a phone that's cooked, i.e. a phone that's made a shit ton of Instagram accounts, or a poster that has a shit ton of Instagram accounts on that phone. You want to make accounts with Gmail, add 2-factor authentication, and then add a number, add your number or your creator's number to the phone. Next, you want to do is warm up. So when it comes to warm up, you want to stick to 1 action per day. So day 1, you just make the account, you leave it. Day 2, you warm up the For You page, and you with accounts obviously in your niche. And if you need to change the username, you change the username. Day 3, 1 feed post. Day 4, another feed post. Day 5, another feed post. Day 6, you can post it. And then from day 7, you can post a reel. You can put the link in the account and essentially post consistently. And from that point onwards, you can post 2 reels a day, which I'll go through later in there. So how do you actually avoid shadow bans? So link providers have been a big issue in the past few months. We've all moved to LinkMe and beacons for your link. That allows you to not get your link shadow banned. Typically, you want to check your account status daily. And again, don't overly sexualize your content. That's how you're going to get a long-term ban, and that's how you're going to lose all your traffic. And don't act like a bot. Within this whole warm-up, you've seen it's fucking simple, it's fucking basic. But your objective is, how do I not flag anything on Instagram? How do I not act like a bot? And how do I not do any activity that would deem me to be a bot, would deem my content to get flagged or be stuck at 0 views? What you're going to find is when you start posting, if your account is fluctuating between 200 views a video to 2,000 views a video, and on average 200 to 300 views, your account's completely fine. You don't have to worry about a shadow ban. You don't have to worry about your account not being good enough and you starting over from scratch. You want to focus on good content. Your actual posting is 2 reels a day, 3 to 5 stories a day, 2 feed posts per week. And another tip here is that if your creator is using this account, so actually one thing to add is who's going to be posting, you or your creator or posters? Well, at the end of the day, what actually works best is either your creator posting or you having a poster post on her account. Again, whether creator posting or a poster posting matters for you. When it comes to US, hitting a US audience, again, another misconception, you have to post from the US. We've had literally Instagram accounts get hundreds of millions of views from a poster in the Philippines hitting a US audience. Why? It's because it's your content that matters. At the end of the day, your content is everything. But to simplify things, you can easily have your creator post, you can send them the content to post, or you can have a poster post. It really doesn't matter, and it really depends on 1, the dynamic of your creator, 2, if you have posters, and 3, what's going to go viral the quickest. So if something's going to go viral quicker, you're going to go with that option essentially. So that covers the actual applying what you're doing. And with applying what you're doing, one thing that you really want to make sure about is, how are you actually tracking that this is being done? So what do you do now that you've got all these 5 things running? And the one thing you want to start doing is actually tracking and measuring each aspect of your operation. And when it comes to business, everyone is aware that in order to scale, you need to find what your biggest bottleneck is and solve that bottleneck. You've probably heard Hamosi say that before. You've probably heard anyone in business say that, which is find your bottleneck and just solve that bottleneck. Well, if your bottleneck is traffic, then you can break down this problem into very simple solutions. And if you break it down to every single unique problem to traffic, you can, again, fix your bottlenecks and fix your problems. So if we apply it to traffic, well, what does it actually consist of? Well, it consists of you reviewing your ideas. Out of 10, how good are your ideas? Why are they the number out of 10? How do you get them better? What would turn your ideas from a 6 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, to an 8 out of 10, to a 10 out of 10? Why are some creators getting better ideas than you? Why are they filming them quicker than you? Why are they going viral more than you? So really analyze your ideas out of 10. Your model's execution. This bit, you want to try your best to not be biased at all with this part, because if you just think your model's content is great, well, guess what? If it's not performing, what you might think might not be true. So actually analyzing it with a performance in mind and with how the content looks, to the point that you're actually happy, and you actually can cross-compare that to the best creators and say it's nearly on par and it should go viral at that point. Your editing, again, how good are your edits? How snappy are your edits? How fast are your edits? How good is the placement? Split testing your edits and really understanding your edits. Your strategy and your posting, that's relatively simple. There's not really much to rank. Obviously, if you're not posting consistently, that's a no-brainer. But you want to track and measure all of these aspects in your operation out of 10, because at the end of the day, if you're not tracking, you're making decisions based off no data. If you're not tracking data, if you're not tracking performance, you're not objectively measuring anything. And if you set yourself actionable steps on how you will improve each aspect, the reality is that you're going to start improving. It's really that simple. It's 1 + 1 is 2. And again, for consistent results, you have to make sure that each input is aligned. You're not going to go viral if the model's execution is 10 out of 10, but your ideas are 2, 3, 4. You need everything in every ability to be done at a high level. And that doesn't mean it has to be perfect. It just needs to be done at a good level. And once each input is done at the right standard, that's when you're going to achieve consistent results and you're going to achieve conversions. Because at the end of the day, you have to do the baseline things right and improve your standard. Now, let's link it back again. So where are you going wrong now? So again, many beginner agencies, they don't track anything, and they don't track its performance. They don't look at any data. They don't measure specifics about where things are going wrong. They don't look at the actual issue. If you're watching this and you're not looking and spending time on the actual issues at hand in your agency, why you're not scaling and putting time, effort, resources, and attention on these things, you're not going to solve them. When you're aware of where things are going wrong and spending the time to systemize and solve those problems actually makes it easier for you to fix them. Again, sounds self-explanatory, but it's something that a lot of people forget. So what does this actually now lead to? So now we recap. Where are you going wrong now? What is the actual application process? And again, this is the part where you constantly re-go back to this. So you constantly re-go back to, let's improve ideas this week. Let's improve execution, and really focusing on nailing one thing at a time so that you can start to see that consistency with your results. What does this actually look like then? Well, it looks like weekly content review. So every end of week, you want to look at your accounts, compare your accounts to your competitors. What are they doing that your creator is not? Where can you bridge that gap? What is a top performing creator on your niche? What is she doing that your creator isn't doing? And where can you really bridge that gap? Because the market is all out there. What is working, what is performing is all out there, and it's all your data to download and use to your ability, and compare that to your current creators so that you can push their stand and then push them to that next level, and push your ideas as well mainly to that next level. Do all your videos look the same? Do you look at your account and it has all this variation, or do you look at your account and it's just same outfit, same kind of background, over and over and over again? Again, is that a bingeable account? You tell me. The next is, what's your average views on a video? Do you have any outliers? So if you're following this process, you're following this system, you should start to get videos that have a higher average views. Guess what? That is signs of success. That is proof of concept. When you start to do that, you can start repeating that content. Any video that's an outlier, that's performed on better on average, you can start repeating that video and getting more chance of going viral. The main thing here is really kind of analyzing it on a deeper level, because at the end of the day, you need to really analyze Instagram on a level where you're looking in the details, you're paying attention to the details, because with your current lens of looking at it, and if you don't look at it through the lens of conversions, through the lens of what actually makes content go viral, you're not going to be able to consistently drive the results, because it all boils down to you as the agency owner at the end of the day. If you don't understand that, then maybe it's not for you, and maybe you committing to the results, it won't match up if you don't take that ownership and that responsibility. Now, where does that actually move on to? Well, it moves on to that the biggest misconception with Instagram is that it's hard. And so many people are shooting in the dark. They're not tracking their views. They're not tracking their numbers. But when you actually just take a look at your account, look at what's working, what's not working, the decisions and what you need to improve are actually really clear. If you're an agency owner who isn't getting as much traffic as you want, this is where all your time should be spent. Again, when we look down to what is the bottleneck you need to solve, if it's consistent traffic, if it's scaling, if it's everything that goes under that umbrella and under that tree, this is where your time should be spent. And if it's not, and you're coping about it, you will not achieve the results you want to achieve. So let's go back again. So if we go back to here, understanding the application process, understanding the idea process, understanding the roadmap, where should you now be at? So at this point now, if you're following the system exactly, your average views should start to grow. You're at the best point when it comes to go viral. Why? Because you are one video away from your traffic starting to surge and subscribers coming in. This is the turning point in your journey on going viral. Sometimes you have it earlier. Sometimes you literally go from 0 to 100 straight away. Sometimes it takes a bit longer, whether it's 1 month, 2 months on the account. But typically you will start to see that average views rise. If you're not seeing that average views rise, you're seeing 50 views, 300 views, then either it's a content issue or an account issue. If it's an account issue, just go back to this process here and relaunch the account on a new phone. If it's a content issue, again, it comes down to your process. 9.9 times out of 10 is a content issue, and understanding your content and improving that is your full focus. And here is where a lot of beginners go wrong, because at the end of the day, you want to now double down here. Here is when you want to spend more time on ideas, be even more critical, make the smallest tweaks, because the difference with your average views going up on a new account and going viral and you spending the time on those details is the difference with you getting paid and scaling to that $50,000 or $100,000 a month mark. Because once you make that small adjustment, you're going to see the success and not get stuck in this danger zone, because in this zone is where I see the most common mistakes: giving up, not doubling down, and ensuring success. Again, giving up because you think you know it now, and you think you know Instagram, your process is working, it's just time's going to catch up. No, the results will have to show. So you have to not give up. Second, you have to double down here. You have to do the small tweaks, do the small split tests, repeat the videos that are already working, and continuing to master your understanding with market research, tracking your inputs, doing these things that might seem tedious for you. But when you do these things and you take ownership over these things, what do you get? You get success. And at this point now, you should have at least seen a video get 100,000 views, 500,000 views, or 1 million views. In our case, in some cases, we've literally had videos get 5 to 10 million views at this point in the account. And how it should always look is your account average views will increase, and you'll get that one video that might push to 10K, 50K, 100K views. And those videos won't really make it so that your account converts, because again, it's still a small account and you're not going to instantly convert off a video like that. You will push some free subs. But once you get that mad video that push 1 million views, a few million views, what your revenue will look like is about 1,000 to 4,000 a day in earnings on the OnlyFans account, considering you're getting 50 to 100 paid subs a day or 500 to 1,000 free subs a day. It won't be too hard. Again, to get those conversions, these kind of views, you don't actually need many views. Again, biggest misconception is that you need millions and millions of views to make money on OnlyFans. You can actually even see, we go back to these examples here. Let's go back to a model like this. If you can actually see, look at these subscriptions. Only $600 is in subscriptions on this account with what? 22,000 in total earnings. Why? Because this model isn't going that viral. She's not going insanely viral, but she's able to convert. And of course, it varies with $100,000 creators, $50,000 creators, and so on and so forth. But my point here is that you don't need to go mega viral to make good money on an OnlyFans account if you are targeting conversions and not views. It all comes back down to that. So let's go back down to success. So again, at this point, you are now maintaining these subs. From that one video, that video will still push and you'll be maintaining these fans. Where do people go wrong? So again, this is another big step in your journey, is that once you've gone viral, the next part is consistently going viral. As an agency owner, the one skill you can learn is to drive traffic. Your ability to scale past $100,000 a month comes down to putting in that same focus that got you viral in the first place. You have to consistently stick to it, you have to consistently tweak, and you have to consistently test. You have to consistently review your content, your account, and make improvements, adjustments, and make sure that you're improving full time. Again, if you want this result, if you want this to continue and you don't just want to go viral for 1 month, you have to commit to this long term. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, you are going to fall back down to your standard. And this is speaking from experience. I've been in this industry for over 3.5 years, and I've gone through this whole journey myself. I've gone viral in the TikTok era of 2022, 2023, early those days, and think, fuck, I made it. Fuck, I know what I'm doing. And only have a model go from $8,000 a month to $30,000. Why? Because I weren't doing the same inputs that got me viral in the first place. And if you're going to take one thing from this video, because again, this system will get you to that point, is never get complacent. Because the minute you do, you're not going to sustain that. And you have to learn how to shift your identity, how to level up to that next level. Because too many people are comfortable or content with just one creator earning $20,000 or $30,000 a month and think that's success. But why would you sell yourself short? Because at the end of the day, any creator who is marketable is scalable to over 6 figures a month. And if your targets are set to that, and if you're a good marketer, and obviously that's a big if, you actually are a good marketer, you putting your time into this and truly committing to this, you'll be able to make fuck you money. It's the whole point of this video. How do you make fuck you money with OnlyFans management? And your ability to make fuck you money is going to come down to your commitment to fuck you money. So don't get $30,000 a month, $60,000 a month and get content. Actually commit to how do you take your creators to 6 figures a month in earnings? Because if you put the time into this, you truly commit to this, you will make fuck you money and make anywhere from waking up in an overnight shift to a $3,000 or a $5,000 day overnight just from your evening chat team. And again, it all comes down to you. That's the main objective of this video. And you have that ownership to take action in the right direction. So how does it actually look now from the point that you've got to create a viral. You've achieved initial success. You've gone from someone who knows nothing about traffic to now being able to create a viral. Well, here is where you enter stage 2 or phase 2, which is the post-viral flow. And what's your objective here is consistency. How do you now consistently go viral? How do you not make this a one-off attempt, a one-shot wonder, a one-hit wonder? And how do you actually consistently go viral? Well done, you've actually done the hardest part. And that's the good thing about Instagram and why I really focus on as a business and with what I teach and what I work on with my team is that pick a angle and avenue that is leverageable, that is long-term, that isn't going to just die overnight, such as dating apps, such as other platforms that you get banned significantly easy. You want to pick a platform that can leverage over time, because the reality is that, for example, once you build an account of $300,000-$400,000, you 1,000 subscribers, you can maintain $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a month on an OnlyFans account relatively simply, because going viral is actually way easier than going viral in the first place. So how do you ensure success? So I'm going to go through these 3 things, and these are the 3-step framework that you need to follow. So number 1 is repost, and this is 2 examples here of one video that one of our clients has done, which we got 66 million views in the first iteration. What do? We simply reposted it and got 40 million views, or just under. Add those 2 together, and I think that literally equates to over 100 million views, just over. And guess what? I actually didn't include it into my row, but we've done this 10 more times and then gone viral 10 other times, and that comes from repost. Again, a very simple way you're going to add more traffic and maximize your viral video. The next one is refilming. So your execution of your creator can always improve. When it comes to a viral video, you want to keep refilming that and improving that, tweaking it, split testing different outfits, different hairstyles, different looks, different backgrounds. The world is your oyster with your refilming, because again, if you've gone viral before, you now have proof of concept. Your creator has proof of concept. You're able to simply refilm and actually improve it that next step. Improve it that step further, and again, you putting your time into that is going to ensure success. The next one is testing and repeating the same process on other videos. And again, as we go to this account here, how many different concepts she's testing, how many different ideas she's getting success with or not getting success with. It all comes down to your approach and committing to that, because the best marketers don't get complacent. The best marketers don't just get one thing that goes well and then that's it. That's where they stop. They test, and they test. And your ability to test and really test things properly is going to lead to more success. But the beauty of this is that this is actually the easiest part of your journey, and your ability to go viral and grow from $10,000, $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month. If you're aligned, this is the key thing. You're aligned, your creator's aligned, she's committed to long-term growth, she's committed to those targets, you're committed to those targets, you're committed to getting to 6 figures a month. It's actually the easiest part. Why? Because if you've gone viral in the first place, you can do it again. It's actually very simple if your focus is on the right direction. And if you've got to this point in the video, you've probably gone through the same issues I've had to go through years in my journey, where try to do dating apps, try to do these other platforms, try to get success with this and always hit ceilings. And the beauty about these issues that you face now is that they're issues that apply to you and they don't apply to everyone else. They're problems that have been solved, and they're problems that continue to be solved on a daily basis. Your ceilings, your limits when it comes to revenue are your own limiting beliefs, and it comes down to your inputs and your approach. Because if you're focused on, again, let's go back to it, you focus on conversions, you focus on how you make money, not how you get views. You focus on committing to this system, committing to tracking your inputs, committed to improving your inputs, committing to tracking your accounts, committing to testing, committing to all the inputs that align with getting success, you're going to get success. And once you get success, if you're reposting, you're refilming and you're testing, you're going to get more success. And that's the beauty of this system, is that the misconception that Instagram is hard is actually a lie. And Instagram can actually be easy if you know exactly what you're doing and if you have the right understanding and you know what works. Because if you know what works, you're able to make $100,000 a month. You're able to sign these type of clients and get referrals from from your earning creators. You're able to sign creators easier. And that all comes from leverage. That all comes down to focusing on one platform, ensuring that you get success with one platform, and being able to replicate that agency-wide. Because at the end of the day, what mastering service delivery looks like is systemizing and mastering the basics, because it's the basics that scale. It's not complex strategies, complex systems, complex ideas. It's the basic inputs that scale, and your ability to do the basic inputs right dictate your ability on how you scale. And that's what you need to be doing. So we can go through the whole system and summarize everything just quickly. One, onboarding of a creator, a logistics, a brand identity, the goals, the fear, pain limit and beliefs, and the content alignment, your roadmap, researching the models in your market sector, understanding views versus conversions, untrained eye versus the trained eye, the 5 steps for application, how to track the 5 things that you have to apply, reviewing your content, analyzing it deeper, getting success, and then repost, refilming, and testing. And that's the easiest part of your journey. And again, if you're watching this video and you're a creator and you're stuck earning between $2,000 and $10,000 a month and you want us to actually replicate this process for you, literally just message me in my Instagram, and if you qualify to work with our agency, I'll send you a message and I'll get you onboarded with the team. Because at the end of the day, this is the exact system that we apply to our clients, and this is exactly how we're able to deliver this kind of success. And then again, if you're an agency owner who's watching this video and you're stuck earning between $10,000, $80,000 a month, you're not getting consistent traffic, literally just book a call in the description, fill out the form, and if you apply and qualify, we'll have a call and I'll run through exactly how I can implement this into your agency. But aside from that, in terms of from this video, if you have any other questions, if you want to know more detail, simply just drop a comment below, DM me on Instagram. If you apply this video, let me know how it goes, let me know the success you have, and I'll catch you all in the next video.